FNAF 2, the movie. Where do I even begin? I don't even have the words to describe how genuinely awful everything about this movie is. Nothing about this experience was good. Everything was terrible. Now, I'd like to think I'm a pretty optimistic guy about things. I think I rarely ever say that a movie is actually bad to its core. I mean, I liked Venom 3 for God's sake. I just love films in general, and as long as a movie can entertain me for a minimum of an hour and 30 minutes, I rarely have bad things to say about it. But this movie... My name is Clicks, and I fucking hate the second Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now, I watched the first FNAF movie, and I don't actually remember that much about it, probably because I was stoned out of my mind and was laughing for the entirety of it, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Anyhow, I liked it. It was stupid. I wasn't really expecting anything out of it, and I definitely did not get my hopes up about watching a cinematic horror masterpiece that could rival the Blair Witch Project. Scott Cawthon is solely writing these movies. You know, the guy that had Game Theory basically unofficially write his entire franchise's lore. I swear to God, I think Scott Cawthon was watching that first FNAF Theory video, listened to MatPat spin his little schizophrenic story that kinda made sense, and then was like, huh, you know what? That is kind of a good idea. Yeah, I wasn't exactly expecting peak cinema here, and those were the same exact standards that I had for this movie. And they somehow actually managed to go even further below my expectations into the ninth circle of hell with this film. This movie is so unbelievably stupid, inconsistent, and unfunny to the point where I genuinely think that I wasted my sobriety on this film, because I felt like I was high anyway. And I'm going to tell you all about December 4th, the terrible, dreadful night that ruined film as an art for me. So I've been planning this night out for weeks. Me and 5 other friends were gonna go watch the premiere of this movie the night before it officially released, and it was gonna be a jolly old time. I wasn't even originally going to make a video on this movie because I knew it would be stupid, and there's absolutely no reason to critique a movie that is both made for children and based off of a video game. I mean, who do you think I am, Saberspark? If you are over the age of 16 and you're not viewing these movies with a half-drink bottle of Smirnoff in your left hand and at least 2 other people beside you laughing at every other scene, you're not viewing these movies correctly. But not even that would have saved this movie, and this is actually, unironically, the only movie that I can say that for. I got pissed at the fucking trailer. What is he doing? What is that? This is canonically how you hold the mask in the game, by the way. Like this fucking idiot. So anyways, around 6 or 7, we all get in the car and drive to the theater. The theater is absolutely packed at this point, so our favorite pastime of sneaking in for free is completely kaput. But it's fine because we paid $20 for tickets 2 weeks ago, just in case. There are 0 words to describe the amount of autism that was contained in one building. Think of the band kids at your school, multiply the head count by 100, the volume of their voices by 200, then divide that by the particles of grease on their hair, and the number that you get afterwards will be about a fraction of the suicidal desires that I felt when I walked in. Despite this being a children's movie, I barely saw any actual children. I did, however, see one kid in a Springtrap costume that was better than the litany of fat chicks who were cosplaying Chica. So then we grabbed our tickets and we headed over to the concessions area. And it was like watching Hell's Kitchen, except this season had some budget cuts, so half of the chefs quit and the rest had the collective attention span of an orange peel and the efficiency of a fart. After 30 years of waiting, we finally got our popcorn and made our way into the theater, and I was determined to watch this movie and enjoy it. But God decided that I'd had enough fun this week and willed onto the theater that it would be 90 degrees in there. I am not exaggerating at all. It was 2 degrees outside and it was actually 90 degrees in that theater. I don't know how, I don't know why, but the heating broke. There was a sign on there and everything, which I should have taken a picture of. But yeah, before the movie had even started, we'd caught our first Easter egg. We were going to fucking burn alive like in Pizzeria Simulator. I watched this entire film fighting heat stroke, pure Asperger's, and unrequited rage towards this film at the same time. All 6 of us deserve veterans benefits and a Purple Heart after the sheer pain that we all had to endure while watching this movie. So at this point, I'm going to be going into spoiler territory, and if you want a spoiler-free review, it's shit. There you go. You can stop watching now. Because right now, if you keep watching this video, I don't think I'll be able to handle the lawsuit notices of indirect manslaughter due to cerebral aneurysm via your families, who are probably going to find you dead in your chair and frothing at the mouth by the end of this video. So, the movie begins with Marionette's origin story. Willy Boy is sliming out these kids, and then this girl Charlotte takes one of their corpses and runs to where the Marionette animatronics hatch door is, but not without taking a few M1s to the back, so she dies and possesses the Marionette. Before we go any further, I would like to warn you that this movie does not follow the lore whatsoever in any capacity, so please don't try to apply any of that to this movie, or just about any kind of logic for that matter. I'm also probably going to butcher the synopsis because this is the first film in history to not follow a linear plotline and invents a new form of plot that looks something like this. So we fast forward to present day where Mike Schmidt and his little sister Abby are still living in Section 8. Abby is sad because she has no friends, and Mike is trying to crack Vanessa, the cop woman from the last movie. Oh, also there's this random black guy that keeps showing up throughout the movie, and I genuinely do not remember him being in the first movie at all. I guess his name is Jeremiah, but again, I don't remember them ever saying his name, so I guess he had to have been in the first movie. He just pops up randomly to either say something funny, I think, or save the main characters. I don't have a snarky comment for this. He's just here, and I'll probably forget he existed again after I record this line. So Mike is now completely cured of his PTSD somehow, and is now coaching Vanessa on how to stop having visions of a decrepit older version of Shaggy in a bunny suit. So she just lucid dreams and tells him to go away, and then he says no. And then she wakes up and that entire plotline is removed from the movie, so fuck you for even trying to get invested in it. Anyways, Abby misses her dead child-possessed robot friends and begs Mike to take her back to Fazbear's so that she can fix them, but Mike tells her that he is going to fix them, despite this being completely and utterly impossible. Or so we think. So then she runs off to go there by herself, and the only notable thing that happens is that they reference the dead RRR meme. Oh, and that's another thing. Everybody in this theater thought that this movie was one of the funniest fucking things that they'd ever seen in their entire lives. It wasn't even like oh, it's so bad, it's funny. It just wasn't funny at all. They set up this stupid joke for like 30 minutes with Toy Chica where she just says, I want to see what's going on in his head, in reference to Abby's science teacher who hates her for some reason, over and over again until she finally just kills him by crushing his head. Do you want to guess what the punchline is? I will give you 5 seconds to think of it. No, you don't even need that long. She says, wow, nothing at all. And everybody was fucking howling. Meanwhile, I'm over here caked in sweat, feeling the life drain from my vessel. So then there's like these ghost hunters called the Spirit Scoopers or something, which is just the stupidest fucking Easter egg I've ever seen in my life. They just focus on this logo for like 5 seconds so that your neurons can activate and point it out like, oh, like the Scooper from Sister Location. And right now, they're going to the first Fazbear location, which I thought was the one from the last movie, but it actually isn't. It's just existed this entire time and we didn't know about it. Fuck, I'm already 3 pages into the script. I think I'm gonna have to stop nitpicking now. So then they introduce the worst actor I've ever seen in my 19 years of existence, and he basically just leads them all in there so that they can die and so that the main girl of the group can become the new vessel for the marionette. And the outcome of that looks about as retarded as you think it would. Also, this guy dies in the stupidest fucking way possible. First of all, why doesn't he just climb out of the river? You know you can do that, right? Second of all, how do these little fucking marionette things even kill him? They can't even close their mouths. Were they just poking him to death? If you know anything about the FNAF lore, you would know that this is a complete character assassination of Michael, and Marionette's character is also completely ruined as well. Her main motivation in this story is that she's angry at every parent ever because a bunch of them just watched her fall into a hole and die, instead of, you know, the guy that literally murdered her. But she can't be mad at him now because he's dead. So there's no motivation, and then there's no plot, and there's no movie, which I wish that was just the outcome they would have come up with in the boardroom. But no, direct your wrath to the innocent parents that were scarred for life watching 2 children die in front of them. Yeah. Abby picked up this weird Fazbear fax machine thing that the marionette can somehow contact her through when they went to the other location, so Marionette LARPs Chica to get her to come to the old restaurant. Obviously, Abby is ecstatic and goes immediately, and when she's there, she's greeted by Toy Chica, and Abby doesn't question why she doesn't look like Chica at all, because Why would she? They make her science project. Abby's teacher destroys it because reasons, so Chica wants to see what's inside his head. But unfortunately, there's like a perimeter lock or something around the restaurant, and they need Abby to unlock it because Chica's fingers are too fat or something. Just stop wondering why. You will never know why. But she obviously doesn't know the code, so Vanessa, who was here earlier for I don't remember why, is now being forced to give up the code, or else Marionette is gonna kill Abby through Toy Chica. And Vanessa knows the code because she set up the perimeter because she was actually best friends with the Marionette before she died and has had her locked up here for God knows how long because she wants to kill all parents and— God, I fucking hate this movie. So then Abby lets out all of the animatronics and they get into a taxi to go to the science fair while Toy Bonnie and Freddy go out to kill parents. And the one moment of joy I felt was when my favorite black man, Corey Kenshin, appeared for a second cameo. I audibly cheered in the theater before realizing that I was no better than the rest of the autists present. So then Mike shows up to the old location after talking to Marionette's dad to play FNAF 2, except he's only playing on 420 mode. You get it? So now Vanessa's in a car to go stop Toy Freddy and Bonnie from fucking killing everyone, and Mangle's on top of the car too, so she crashes into like a billion things before eventually somehow getting to the house where Toy Freddy is currently trying to kill parents and crashes into it. And then that, as opposed to literally flying off the freeway at God knows how many miles per hour, gets Mangle off of the roof of the car and into Toy Freddy, which dismantles them both. And so then they do this joke, and I don't know what this means. Is this, do I know this guy? What is this? Why are you here? And so right before Toy Bonnie is about to kill his fair share of parents, Mike shuts all of the animatronics down. Also, apparently Matt Pat voiced Toy Bonnie in this movie. I didn't know it was him. It doesn't sound anything like him at all. And so now the threat is over, right? Well, wrong. There's one more left, and that's Toy Chica, who is with Abby at home in Section 8. And Toy Chica also has the Marionette hiding inside of her. And so then the Marionette possesses Abby, which is actually really smart because everybody knows that children actually have godlike strength, and the result is actually even more retarded than before. So then Mike and Vanessa come back and take down Marionette fairly easily with the music box that Marionette's dad gave Mike, but then somehow all of the toy animatronics come back to life to give us the climax, I think. Can we just please end this fucking movie? Now look, I know a lot of stupid shit has happened up to this point, but you are seriously not even going to imagine what happens next. I will personally give you absolutely nothing on Cash App if you can comment down below right now what you think is going to happen in the next few minutes. So just pause the video right now, go down to the comments, and type in down below what you think is gonna happen. How could we possibly end off this masterpiece of a movie? Okay, you got it? Great. The original animatronics come back like the fucking Avengers to kill the toy animatronics and then die immediately after. How are they still alive, you might ask? How did they even get here? Weren't they destroyed in the last movie? And the answer to all of those questions is I don't fucking know anymore. So then Mike gets mad at Vanessa and tells her to stay away from him and Abby despite them being cool with each other for like the entirety of the movie for some reason. And then Marionette possesses Vanessa and they set up a third movie. And so thankfully the theater gave all 6 of us our money back after we all almost died, and I wish they offered this to everybody just for the sole fact that they even had to pay real world money to watch this movie. So in conclusion, I don't think you really need a full retrospect as to why this movie's shit. It just is. I really honestly think the only good thing this movie had going for it was the incredible attention to detail on the animatronics. I mean, it looks like they just ripped this shit straight out of the game. I really honestly think the Marionette is the best looking animatronic in this whole movie, and we don't really see it at all for like the entirety of it. We just get whatever the fuck this is, and it's pretty disappointing, but the entire movie is a disappointment, even after my standards were below the bar. So all in all, should you watch this movie? No, please don't. It's not even worth pirating. Just stay away from this thing for as long and as far as you possibly can. Should I start a ranking system for these videos? Yeah, this movie's a 10. Sorry, guys, I changed my mind. This is the best movie of the year. At least I got Dave's Hot Chicken for leaving my chud cave for the first time in a year.
you.